Welcome. This is La Madame with another read. Good morning to you all. I hope everyone had a peaceful rest. I'm hoping a peaceful sleep. So you reached me at a good time. I'm going to go ahead and get this morning read out. Now, today we're in the month of April, and the word for today is going to be change. Change is going to be new beginnings, and it's going to be structured. Now, this is based on the elements that we are under, which is the energy of Scorpio and Aries. I've done my further calculations, and I know this to be true. So the energy for today is Scorpio and Aries. So let's get to it. So now let's see what the cards will say to us. This is La Madame, guys. Good morning. I tried to reach you before it got really noisy. I stay in the central area, so it's always things going on. I had my window open, and then I start hearing the weed blowers, so I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I try to prevent, different type of interference, and, but there's no way of getting around it sometimes. So let's just get this reading out. I most definitely want to get this reading out. For some reason, I am pushed to get this reading out this morning to catch a few of you. Maybe you might be on your way to work, and you might just need some words of encouragement to know what energies are going on around you. And so, yeah, we're in the month of Aries, you guys. Fire sign, very fiery. Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo month. It's Aries month, but because it's a fire sign, these other fire signs are affected by Aries. So I add them, in the bunch. So let's, without further ado, let's get into our reading, guys. So let's see what we have here. First card, Two of Swords. There's a certain energy that a person, collective, could be battling with, juggling with, trying to balance out. The Two of Swords is pretty much exclaiming that someone's standards are held high, okay? Boundaries are up, and they're up for a reason. So a person may feel like they're keeping their boundaries up because so much is happening so quickly that they are needing time to catch up. This could be any type of situation, or movement that's moving rather fast. And so a person or a collective or a situation might be having their guards up to try to, as a defense mechanism, to slow down the process. And they are really trying to stay on accord. So what's crossing this energy is the Empress. Maybe a little birdie tapped him on the shoulder, and gave him a little hint a little tiss in their ear, say, you know, you may not have known this, but, you've got a spider crawling on the back of your neck. And to the other person is like, what? A spider? Get it off, get it off. They might go through all the motions and stuff. But again, those are examples. I like to use examples, guys. I feel like someone or something or a message, a tint, a hint has reached a person warning them that there's something you don't know, something that beats the eye, And I really feel that, if we're speaking of a person, I feel like a person just got a hint, that something is coming, and so that may be why the Two of Swords is up, because a part of them feels that at this point things are moving so quickly, and I may just want to take heed to what someone's trying to tell me. They might be trying to tell me good. So I feel like the Empress is here to pretty much wave him or her wand, and say, you know what, you're right. You're right to have your guards up. Keep your guards up and watch closely. So I feel that, I really truly feel that. So let's keep going, guys. Let's dig a little bit further. So what sits beneath the Two of Swords? Meaning, what could have led up to this person, this collective that has their guards up? What could have led to that? Well, we're faced with the Three of Wands. Maybe a person stayed in a situation way too long, a little too long than what was needed. And although this collective got all the warning signs of what was going on, it's not that they ignored it, but they just sat too long. They pondered on it too long. They didn't intervene. It's kind of like, say you're on an island, and to get to this island, you had to go through great lengths to get to this island. You had to row a boat, you had canoe, you had to get on this other excluded island where nobody's there, an island of nowhere land. No one's there. And so you did everything you had to do to get yourself to that island, just to get a peace of mind. Now, say you're there on that island, and you're just really soaking in everything, and you're relaxing and enjoying. You're away from all of the noise. You're where you want to be. Well, there's been indication and movement going on the other side of the island. On the other side of the island, if you look really far enough, you can see that there are people, kids playing, and swimming, and there's all kind of activities going on. Now, remember, you wanted to get away from all of that. But from yonder, you can see what's going on. Well, while you were on that island, things were going on in the atmosphere. And because you stayed too long on that island, you weren't able to pick up any type of notice of what's going on. It's kind of like, there could have been like a drastic type of storm. Oh, did you hear that there's a hurricane coming? It's coming, it's coming. Everybody run for cover. But you weren't able to get this information because you were way on the other side of the island. So I use that as an example of trying to explain of the Three of Wands. Somewhere a person or a collective moved away, where they just shut down completely and moved away. But while they were gone, things were going on in the atmosphere that they were not aware of. And this may be why they have the Two of Swords placed up so high. Their emotions are blocked Everything is blocked. You know, people can say, did you hear about it? You didn't hear about what happened. You didn't hear about the earthquake. You didn't hear about this, that. Like, no, I didn't hear anything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was horrible. Mount such and such caught on fire and such, blah, blah, blah. And you're just still like, oh no, I didn't hear about it. And that may be why you have these Two of Swords up. Let's keep searching, guys. Moving from the past is the Nine of Swords. The reason why this person or this collective moved in this energy is because they felt that they are very overwhelmed by society, by the regular norms of life, by extra stress in every different avenue, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually. It's like this person just really wanted to get out of their head and their mind for just a moment. And so this person decided to move to the left to try to collect what is happening. But while they were gone too long, life didn't stop. You know, things just keep going on. And that's the thing why we can't hide from our problems, guys. We can't hide too long. You know, we have to deal with them as they come. But yeah, so this person or this energy is moving from the Nine of Swords energy, you know, where they're just so burdened by life in itself. Now, what sits above the swords, the Two of Swords, is the Fool card. You know, this person has come to the conclusion that, you know, they have to come out some type of way. And so they decided to come out in a different light. You know, I'm going to show myself, I'm going to reveal myself, I'm going to come around people, but I'm not going to let people know what's really going on. I'll just let them think what they want to think. Okay. And they've gotten to this place where, you know, they're kind of like in this Houdini type of mind frame. You know, okay, I'll go home with my problems at night. I'll stay up all night, stress. I'm going to stress and do all this stuff, stress eating, binge eating, whatever, just all this type of stuff you'll do at night or you'll do when people are not around. But when you're not around the people, then you'll put on a mask and pretend like everything's okay. You're in this, you decided to be in this full, you know, like, oh yeah, opportunities. I'm just up here soaking up the sun. I'm just trying to find out what's out there for me. I know something's out there for me, but all along, not being confident, you know, not confident, you know, at all. So let's keep going. Moved by the Death card is pretty much what I just said earlier. It's pretty much come to, the situation has boiled to a T, and there is nowhere to run. You are faced, a person, a collective is faced with a kiss of death. That does not mean a physical death, guys, but what it does mean is there is a death in some type of formality, meaning this function that you've been going with, this same program that you've been going with, this drama that's been going on, this madness going on, this war going on, this fight going on, this betrayal going on, this two-faced and backbiting, all these things that are going on has come to a complete death. There is a total ending. This is it. There is no more. There is no more room for the madness. That's what the Death card has come to say. Today is the day. Whether a person or a collective is ready to give it up, you'll be pulled out of it. There's no way to run. There's nowhere to run. There's no way you can escape it. It is what it is. Death is here knocking at your door saying that it stops now. I've been waiting, honestly, for this day to come. I let everybody think what they wanted. And I sat back and I watched everyone. When I say everyone, I'm talking about people that have betrayed me, people that were against me, people that talked about me behind my back. I sat and I watched. I meditated. I knew what was going to happen before it happened. But I led people to believe what they wanted. And I let them bring bring their own head to the chopping board. And I know that sounds gruesome, but I'm a realist, so I'm going to keep it real because I know some persons are able, that people need to hear the truth. They don't need to hear no half truths and trying to figure out stuff. They need to hear it the way it comes. People need the truth. We hide so much. And to me, I'm just not going to sugarcoat nothing. I watched this happen. I knew all the people that did me wrong. I knew that one day they would get their karma. And not just sitting here just moping like, oh yeah, karma, karma. Everybody, oh, I didn't wish no bad on anybody. I just wanted to know what was going on. That's all. And I knew that once I removed myself, or God removed me away from it, I knew that it would become clear to me and everything would reveal itself. And so the day has come to where whatever was in the darkness is now, it's come to an ending, a complete stop. It ends now. So let's keep going. I know we have a little time. I don't want to go too far because I want you guys to hear my message. I notice if I go too long, a lot of people will. I'm reading the analytics and things like that of my readings, and people are looking halfway through the readings. You guys aren't watching all of it, and you're missing a lot of good stuff. You know, I start off slow, but the ones that know me, they know that I'm gonna put it down. So you guys, just a little FYI, people may want to watch the whole reading to the end because you never know what will come out of La Madame's mouth. You might want to hear it, okay? For the ones that really like a juicy, ending or what have you. So let's see what else we can find. Like I said, we'll end this in a few. Eight of Wands. Information is coming in. Just what I just said. You've heard it from me, and you'll hear it from others. Somewhere, no matter where you're at today, within this time frame, you will hear information will come and hit your brainstorm. It will hit you. You will find out information that you didn't know was coming, or that you knew was coming, but you didn't know it was going to come today. But you will be hit with this knowledge. You will hear my words. You will reap what you sow. Not by La Madame's words, but by he, universe, God, higher power, Jesus, Allah, whoever you pray to, okay? You're going to be hit with the words of knowledge. What's been hidden is now, it's now exposed. It's open. No more running. Next card is the Ten of Discs. This is needed because beginning and change has to start somewhere. When you see of a death card, normally when you go to a funeral, you bury the dead. You pay your respects. You say goodbye. You send them home with a celebration, and that's how I look at, I like to look at funerals, although it's very sad, and oh man, it's so sad, and that's a place where you show your emotion, of course, and cry and stuff. But after it's all said and done, you want that person to go to heaven. You want that person's spirit to still linger in things, and because I believe in spirits, I know that when a person is physically gone, they're not really all the way gone. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. They're not all the way gone. Their spirit is very much still present. So that's over your head to those that didn't catch that. So a new beginning has to intervene. Once there's a death, there's an ending, there's a funeral, then after that, then you can begin to heal. You can begin to go through the emotions. You go through all of the crying and grief and stuff like that. And then after, as days go by, weeks and years go by, you begin to love again. You begin to say, to just accept that this person's not coming back, and I must move on. I can't stay here. I have to move on. You're going to have that push and pull that's going to tell you it's time to come out of the old and come out with the new, and it's going to pull at you and tug at you, and that's where you're supposed to be, guys. That's the whole form. That's what's supposed to happen here on earth. And so you're hit with the 10 of discs, the 10 of pentacles. Is basically, this is the ultimate. This is where you're supposed to be. Now we're ready for a beginning. Okay? Now we can move forward. When I say we, it means that us as a unity and people that are under the sound of my voice, people that are listening to me, you've heard it from me. So you cannot unhear what you just heard. You heard it. So just accept it. Or if you're not still not convinced, then just keep it there and store it there. And then when it happens, it will soon come for you to know. But you will know. You may not know now. You may not catch it now. But you will catch it later. You will. You will. You will. So last card, because we're going past 20 minutes. It's the Prince of Cups. And so with this being said, a person, I feel like a person, male or female, can live again, can breathe again, can move freely now, can get on that horse and gallop and enjoy, life, now that this beginning, now that this death has taken place. And now all of the old has been passed away. It's been deadened. And now it's a new beginning now. And so I feel like freedom and there are persons out there that want to change their mind frame, that want to get out of the dilemmas that they're in. They've been in way too far too long. So I believe that in the beginning, the Two of Swords, the guards and everything that were up, I believe that there's some type of growth, that a person or a deed, the collective has finally took a pause in their life and has finally accepted that what's been going on is now at a cease. It's now over. People are going to be fighting air now. People just need to keep their words to themselves because no one's listening. No one wants to hear of, oh, such and such. Oh, did you hear about such? Nobody wants to hear that. So I'm just trying to help you out so you don't make a fool out of yourself. It's over now. The game is over. Okay? And on a good note, enjoy the true enlightenment of life. Today is a new day. It's the beginning of a new day, you guys. We have another day to change our lives, to try to change our lives and move to a better area. If God was here, if death was here knocking on your door and it was your last breath, wouldn't you want to know that you left in peace? So, guys, just accept it, that there's a new beginning, that whatever was old, whatever was burdened, whatever was, in the past is in the past. And because the death is here, there will be a rebirth. There will be a rebirth. It's happening now. We're involved. We all can move forward now. Everyone has a free to go pass. So let's go in harmony and in peace. That's my gift to you. Go in peace. All is forgiven. Let's move. Let's move forward, guys. Let's be about our business. Okay? So you've heard it from La Madame. I knew that this would be a good read. And I am just so grateful to be able to talk with you all and to share my knowledge and my good news with you. Sometimes it's good news, sometimes it's bad news, but it's news. And whether we want to hear it, we should hear it. Like I said, you don't have to accept what you hear. You don't have to believe. I'm not forcing a belief on anyone. I'm just trying to tell you that you may not know that the way the world works, I'm going to share this with a person or two. People sometimes have told me that, oh, you're this, you're that, you're a witch, you're a bad person because of what I do, because I'm a seer. I always knew I was seer. There's nothing I can do about my talents and the things that have happened to me. This is who I am. I've always been this person. Okay? Whether I revealed it to you or not. I'm not trying to force any belief on anyone. A matter of fact, if you're feeling really iffy about the tarot cards, just listen to my words. You don't have to look at the cards. Don't look at my videos. Just listen to my voice. Okay? Because to be honest, the cards are not what's telling me what's going on. The cards are bringing out the best, you know. It's bringing out what's inside of me. It's giving me a different way, or a different way of communicating with everyone. But the words that are coming from my mouth are coming from my intuition. They're coming from within. And again, they're coming from knowledge and wisdom, okay, that I've had because I've gotten this age to be able to say and communicate, meaning I can back up what I say, okay? What I say, I can back it up. And that goes for, for others, other readers and other people that really do the spiritual work. When I say spiritual, people think that anybody can have spiritual. No, not everybody. Some people are spiritually blind, spiritually handicapped, and spiritually dead, meaning some people will never get it. Some people will never get spirituality. Spirituality is given. It's not something that you practice enough and then all of a sudden I get it, like, oh, give me the power. You can't do that and think you're going to get power. You're not going to get nothing. Okay? The spirit guides, God, is what gives you the fuel, the meat, not physical meat, but the knowledge. You get it from higher source. You get it from God. So just a little words of wisdom. So you can't fake it. You can't fight it. And to those that are wondering, oh, why is she this way? I'm this way because this is the way God made me be this way. So don't try to figure me out. Don't try to figure me out. Try to figure yourself out. Look at the needle in your eye. So that being said, you have heard it from La Madame. You've heard my words. Now you take it and you go. Okay? You go and have a very blessed rest of your day. Have a wonderful beginning of your day. May you be prosperous. May God be with you. Until next time, La Madame.